Okay, continuing on with our overview of the class, we just talked about participation, and in a second we're going to go into expectations. I did want to show you before, because on my computer it took a long time to open, that syllabus, what it looks like in a Word document. We had gone through the tabable syllabus, and I clicked on the Word document version. This is what it looks like. Like I said, it doesn't contain any additional information or any different information than the one embedded in Blackboard. It's just a different version if you want to print it out. It usually doesn't take that long to download. My computer is just slow. Okay, these are the College of Education expectations following the Honor Code, also responsible use of computing, as well as the Office of Disability Services information. This is probably something you've seen in all your syllabi. I do want to highlight that if you are registered with the Office of Disability Services, please let me know and get your documentation into me as soon as possible, and that way we can get your accommodations in place for you as best we can and as soon as we can. Okay, the next tab is Resources and Values. Again, you probably see this in a lot of syllabi. Campus resources include the CAPS Center in case you're feeling a lot of stress or any other mental health issues come up. That service is available free to you, so take advantage of it if you need it. The Writing Center. If I notice as you are writing that you may need help with your writing, I will refer you to the Writing Center for your paper for this class. The last part is just the core values related to evidence-based practices and social justice in regards to the College of Education. So basically, that's the syllabus in a nutshell. Like I said, I know you all can read, so I'll let you read through the particulars there. Let me now talk about how the course works. Okay, so you have your syllabus, which had that schedule. I'm going to click back on it. That tells you what's going to be coming up. The core content of the course, though, it follows this schedule, but it's in the learning modules. Right now, on the learning modules, you can just see learning module 1. I do that the first week, and then I start posting them in advance in case you want to work ahead. Okay? Within that learning module, you'll have your whole week's work. Okay? Because each module is due at the end of a week. In the module, they're all formatted the same way. You'll see an advanced organizer that tells you, this chart, everything that's due, and this is due by September 4th. In this one module, you have something that you have 2 weeks for, so it's not due to the 11th because it's a bigger assignment. But most things within a module are due, or are pieces working on different bigger assignments, and they're due at the end of the week. So you have this advanced organizer, and then depending on what you want to work on, you can click on which piece you want to take a look at. This here Learning Module 1 presentation is in several different formats. You can watch it as a narrated PowerPoint, which is probably accessing most of the modalities you have. But you can also just look at the PowerPoint. You can just do the audio, or you can read the transcript. So you can do what suits you best. You'll see some reading track quizzes here. We'll have 2 video navigations posted. That's what we're doing here, and you want to take a look at those. You'll have a discussion board posting due this week, and then this is not an additional assignment. This is just, again, a redo of this first thing, Are You on Track? But it's in a Word document version. So I'll click on it just so you can see it. And hopefully this Word document will open more quickly. Here we go. It's opening very quickly, so that's great. And again, it's a chart, and it's just a slightly different format in a Word document that you can open it when you think you've finished everything and just check things off that you've finished. Okay? All right, I'm going to close that out and go back to here. I jumped ahead to the learning modules after the syllabus to show you kind of where all the work for the course is contained. All the work, including the city module, the mini project, and the literature review assignment, will be assigned and broken down in the learning modules. Okay, so it's like a one-stop shop. But going back to the syllabus, tab so I don't skip anything. We went through all these pieces, the course expectations, the different versions of the syllabi. Not really different versions, but different ways you can access it. These are just some student resources if you need them. The technical questions are the important resource here in case you have some technical hardware, software questions. Going to the next tab, Course Overview. This is just another way to look at the learning modules. You have it in the syllabus, but it just kind of makes it simpler to see which learning modules are which and what information they contain as an overview. Okay, so going back to Course Overview, the other really important things here, I'm going to skip down to FAQ blog. If you have a question you feel is for the good of the group, you can ask it there and I answer it there so everybody can get the info. So that's a real helpful thing if you need it. The other two big things here are major course assignments. So there's two folders here, one for the mini project and one for the final literature review paper. It tells when they're due, November 6th and the 27th, and of course their points. And if you click on it, each folder is set up the same. It has a project description in a Word document, an outline, and then samples. So here, the description, let me open that for you, tells you about the project. And basically, you'll be making a PowerPoint where you design your own study. And I always tell people, design a study based on the literature you're reviewing for your literature review paper, because then you're not reinventing the wheel. You're doing all your background literature review searches and you're getting your paper ready, and then when you do this proposal, you're proposing your own study in that area that extends or is a slightly different take on the literature you've been reviewing. Okay, so again, it's a PowerPoint. You will narrate it or make extensive notes in the notes section, so it's like you're giving the presentation, because we're not actually going to be there in person. And there's all the point values for all the different areas. Some of them won't make sense to you right yet, but as we go through the course, they will make more sense. When it says here there is, let me get back to it, an outline, I actually give you a template PowerPoint to kind of plop the different information into. So when you make the project, and it needs a second, again, to open PowerPoint, so we'll give it a second. And you can see it in the samples. Each of these is in that template that has the different headers on the slides that you will need. Now going back to Course Overview again, going to Major Course Assignments, you'll find the final research review paper is set up the same way, that folder. It gives you a description in a Word document and then an outline. This outline, I'm going to click on that, is in APA format already, so I highly recommend as you do the different sections of your paper and your wiki, you cut and paste and plop it in that Word document. And I'm going to let that open because it's going to take a second. And you plop it in that document so that you already have an initial APA formatted paper that you're starting. It's not that you won't have to change some heading levels or do some minor modifications, but it's much easier to start with that Word document outline that's already, again, have some basic APA format in there. There's some sample papers in the same type of formatting for that project as well. So then going back to Course Overview, there's some course rubrics here. They're the two rubrics for the final research paper and the mini project, again, just in rubric form without the directions. There's a participation scoring rubric, so it kind of gives you an idea about quality for scoring your weekly assignments. Okay, so it's very basic about my expectations. And I think that's it for course overview folder or tab there. Okay, other important tabs, discussion board. Your first assignment in Learning Module 1 is to post on the discussion board for your introduction, where you're introducing yourself, and I give you some guidelines for introducing yourself. If you're looking for group members, I had mentioned that there was a mechanism to look for group members. You'll want to post here. I leave it up to you. You can work in a group or you can work individually. The biggest group size can be 4 people total. If you need additional help finding people, I can help you, because I know a lot of people's interest in the class because I read all their introductions. So I can help you connect if you're having trouble connecting with a group. Here you'll also post your mini project after it's done, and then when you're going to review people's drafts of their final literature review papers, you'll post whose draft you're going to review here. So we have, everybody covered. You post the name of the people you're going to review, and that way we make sure everybody gets at least one review. We don't have too many of just one person. But that comes much later on. So when you have to post in the discussion board, it's, again, clearly indicated in the particular learning module. We had already talked about the Learning Module tab. The My Grades, if I click on here, it'll say different things that are coming up. But I don't actually get any grades, so these will show up as blank for me. Next, you'll see Research Review Wikis. Now, I have not added these yet, but I will add one for each person and in each learning module, starting with Learning Module 3, I believe. You'll post on your Research Review Wiki. It's very easy to use, and I'll be posting some directions there on the announcements, so you'll know how to use it. But again, it's very easy, and we'll be posting each piece of our research paper and getting feedback. So really, you'll be putting your paper together over the entire semester. The last tab here is Activities and Assignments. So far, I've just put the city training assignment here. You can submit your assignment here. You can also go to the learning module, and like I said, it's a one-stop shop, and you can just go to city training activity, and it will let you submit it there as well. So you can submit here in the learning module, or if you want to, you can go directly to Activities and Assignments. This tab here is Help if you need help. You can ask questions of Blackboard. A lot of times I find you need to really talk to me. But if you have some generic questions about Blackboard, click on Help. If you need me to set up a group for you, if you're working in a group, I can do that. A lot of people prefer to use Google Docs, and actually I think they're easier to use for group work, but Blackboard does have a group function built in. If you need to send an email, let's say to a fellow student or someone in the class, you can email through Blackboard. You can email me through Blackboard. But like I said, I really advise that you email me, not through the Blackboard email, but through my GMU email. And likewise, for your colleagues in class, I would find out their personal emails or their direct GMU emails and email them that way, because I find that the GMU email and probably your personal email does work better. Down here are some more Blackboard helps. Another link to the FAQ blog that I mentioned before. And then finally, library resources. We have an educational librarian, Ann Driscoll. She won't answer your question. She will answer your questions. She won't do your paper, is what I mean. She won't do your paper for you, but she's really skilled at helping people find the best paths to find, information on your topic, appropriate articles for your topic. So she can really help get you started if you're struggling in terms of finding articles. In the next learning module, I'll give an overview of how to use the library databases in case you don't know how to use them. But she has a wealth of information. So if you watch my overview and you're still confused, reach out by email to her. She's super, super responsive, always gets right back to you, usually within 24 hours. Okay, that is it for now. She did actually put some links here in case you need them. And the library also has this thing called virtual chat. So if you're researching and you're stumped, click on virtual reference hours. It'll have a listing of when you can chat with a librarian via the virtual chat. And they have really good hours. So you click on it, you find out they're there. Usually it's indicated by the green dot. And this will take you right to the page. If you can chat, if you click the library website, they have a chat box like this right on their page, and you can chat with a live librarian. So if you ever get stumped, say, go to the library page or go to the library page via this resource on Ann's part of our class page. Remember, it's under library resources on our class page. And you could chat virtually with a librarian and maybe they'll help you get unstuck. I hope so. Anyway, this is the end of the overview. Besides these overview videos, I'll also be offering a Q&A session just shortly, and I'll be posting an announcement about when that will be offered. I look forward to working with you. I'm excited. I love research. I love learning about your different topics because I don't know about all of them all the time. So I look forward to a great semester. Chat with you soon.